Monday, 4:51. Uh, just thinking about what to work out and drinking coffee. I was drooling. Uh, Anyway, uh, coffee. Fairlife milk plus instant coffee. That's what I'm drinking, not black coffee. Fairlife whole milk, by the way, if anyone cares. But today is leg dominant day. Might throw in some back, some forearms, some abs, ugh. A little bit of sled. I don't know. So every time before I work out, I think I'm gonna do all these things, but then I start doing them, and then it's like 2 hours, 15 minutes, and I'm like, man, I gotta go home. Um, it's kind of a mixture, like I don't always love working out. It's not like I'm crazy. It's not that, well, I am crazy, but I don't, um, I'm not some special person who loves to punish themselves. I love the feeling of having gone through something challenging, like the way like, oh, I'm someone who survived a challenge. So when I work out, I try to make the thing a challenge, try to get through it, and then yeah, that's a good day. Uh, so so always when I'm coming up with workouts in my mind, I'm like, oh, I got to do this for 30 minutes. I got to do that for 90 minutes or so. And a lot of times I do, but then, there's only so many 90 minutes before you're in the gym forever. And I have other things to do, you know? But yeah, for legs today, I'm probably gonna do some front squats. I'm feeling some hex bar deadlifts, but yesterday's chest workout, doing 10 sets of the same motion, seemed to cause some tightness over here. And then sometimes when this is tight, when I do front squats, it starts feeling uneven and then just accentuates the whole thing. So depending on how the bar feels, I'll probably do that or might do some variation. Um, I'll probably throw in some back there too. Just some light stuff, get some muscle activation going. Do some pull-ups. Try to undo. So like I did a lot of pushing just to pushing yesterday. So to kind of undo that. Some abs. I like to do abs at least a little bit every day or every other day. What else? Some lower back. And a lot of these leg movements tend to create a sort of tightness around the hips. So I usually will end with some sort of lower back stretch or something. And then for forearms, actually, if you're listening to this and you've gotten to this part, just look for at the end, I'm going to put out my forearm routine. I think my forearm routine is kind of interesting because, well, I'm not saying that because I'm like some sort of narcissist and my workouts are that great, but at least in observing people in the gym, what I've noticed is first off, not many people train forearms. And out of the people that do train forearms, they do maybe wrist curls and then reverse wrist curls. Not many people train, I guess, flexion in this angle and this angle, unless but they still don't train this angle unless, but anyway, uh, the other thing is rotation in both angles. So I'll show you what exercise I do for that. And um, so I don't know, this is a kind of a popular old school exercise where you hold something and then rotate and then reverse rotate. I found a way that you can probably set this up at any gym, and so I'll show you guys that too. Yeah, so stick around till the end for the forearm routine. If you're gonna watch the whole thing, then watch the whole legs. I'm gonna record audio at the gym again today. Uh, the microphone, or like my friend said that he preferred audio in the gym rather than a voiceover. But although I thought my voiceover and my big back and shoulders workout was pretty good and knowledgeable. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, see that. However, um, on listening to my own uh video from yesterday, the audio is all right. It's not the best, and I'm kind of annoyed by it. I want better audio, and I just bit the bullet, and I went ahead and ordered a Rode uh transmitter, whatever microphone set, and I think that will do good. That's apparently the best one on the market to do this kind of stuff. So that will be here tomorrow. So the video that comes out day after tomorrow. So tomorrow, this is gonna come out tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, and then so the video on Wednesday should have a good microphone. Um, but yeah, that's enough ranting for now. I'm going to finish my coffee. I got about another 20-30 minutes of work left, and then I'll clock out and head to the gym, and then I'll see you there.
That's not funny. So that was the first working set. I did 2 sets before this. One with just the bar and one with a 25. Went 10 reps for each one. My goal is at least 8. But 10. It's in the books. Even with squats and stuff, I'm not a huge fan of taking rest. I'm probably gonna get my next working set pretty quick. It kind of sucks not being able to listen to music when lifting with this thing recording, but I'll find a solution for that. Woo! Kind of hit the second wind around the 7th rep. And then bang those last 3 out quick. I'm probably gonna go a little lighter on the last set. And that'll be it for front squats. And then probably do some unilateral or staggered deadlift work. Yeah, I feel this thing acting up, so I'm not gonna do too many more sets of this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some what do you call it, pullovers today. Fix that. Yeah, that's it for squats. Probably gonna do some landmine stuff.
So it turns out the audio actually cut out here, and I was pretty much blabbing to nobody or the open air. So here's a voiceover to make up for that. So I think at the end of the last clip I was talking about doing staggered deadlift and unilateral deadlift work. So I decided on doing suitcase stiff-legged landmine deadlifts, and superset that with one-sided or I don't know. I make up these exercises. I don't know what to name these things, but a hack squat with one side loaded on a landmine, is what I'd call it. Anyway, when you're doing the suitcase deadlifts, you should feel it in the hamstring that's on the side that you're holding. So the leg that's close to the hand that's holding the landmine, and the opposing side, or so the side that's farther away from the landmine, you'll feel the core get activated. So this is the hex, or not the hex, the hack squat or on the toes squat that I'm talking about. So I have certain imbalances, and I much rather have unilaterally loaded movements. So I'll do like 12 total, but have 6 on one side and 6 on the other. I kind of have an OCD about evening things out, and as a result, here we are. But this movement is really good for the quads. Staying on the toes forces the full stretch of the VMO. I also, I'm doing it quick, so it's the suitcase deadlift is a hamstring dominant movement, and the squat is a quad dominant movement. And so so kind of the concept. So if you've been following along, I like to superset protagonist and antagonist muscles. And so in this case, the antagonist to the hamstring is the quadricep. And so I'm doing one movement that hits the hamstring and another movement that hits the quadricep. By supersetting these two, I'm able to kind of sort of rest one muscle group, take overall lesser rest between sets, keep the heart rate pumping, which results to overall greater number of calories burned within the workout, which helps you stay leaner. And yeah, as a result, that's what I'm doing. I end up going a little heavier, so I think I did 5 or 6 total sets of this. I did like 2 sets with just a 25, another another set with 2 25s, then I think 2 sets. I don't know. Watch the video if you want to keep track of it for me. But yeah, essentially I do 5 to 6 sets of this, increase the weight as the time goes on. Main goal being getting a good pump. I got my heavy stimulus done with the squats that you guys saw before this. And so now, once the heavy stimulus is done, I'm trying to focus on accumulating as much volume as I can within the workout without completely exhausting myself. I want to be exhausted at the end of the workout. I don't want to be exhausted right away. I'm kind of pacing myself. That doesn't mean don't go hard, but pick your exercises, pick your rep ranges, pick your weight such that you're completely exhausted at the end of the workout, but not like on the second exercise. So, yeah. That's it for this exercise. After this, I'll be going into this hip flexor stretch to abs thingy. There was no voiceover for that too. There was certain things that I wanted to say about that, but some of the key things about this motion is when you're at the top, so when your legs are at the bottom fully stretched, you want to kind of push against the front. So first off, you can only do this if you have this machine in your gym, but if you do, or if you have something similar, try it out. It's pretty cool. So when you have your leg fully extended, your front leg is on its toes and the knee is bent, and you're trying to push or create some sort of tension with the front toes and try to straighten out your spine such that straighten out your spine and try to sink down. That's the mental visualization you want. You'll kind of observe me doing it in the video. So what you want to do is by doing that motion, you're able to accentuate the stretch of the hip flexor. And then when you're bringing your leg up or your knee up, you want to almost, at least what I picture is having someone's head over there, and I'm just kneeing them in the head. Don't go all the way though, because if your knee hits the front of the machine, it's not a human head and your knee will get hurt. But if you train this motion good enough, and if you ever had to knee someone in the face, it would help. But it's also good for your hip flexors, also good for your lower abs. Yeah, so that's what you kind of want to visualize, is a full stretch of the hip flexor and then kneeing someone in the face, and then go back, stretch the hip flexor, and knee someone in the face. Switch sides, repeat. Really stretch out your abs, your hip flexors. I think from a bodybuilding perspective, I think it, you know how people like that V right at the lower abs? I think it helps you get that if you do this motion. So yeah, the next exercise, the voice comes back again. So just listen to that. At the ending, I'm going to do some posing. There's no audio for that. I still haven't decided if I'm going to voice over. So if you do end up hearing a voiceover, between now and then, I decided to do a voiceover. But yeah, watch the next exercise. There's commentary. Yeah.
So it looks like audio didn't get recorded on the past two exercises, so I'll probably do a voiceover for that. But those came before this, so if you're hearing this, then you're probably already aware that there was a voiceover. Anywho, we'll do some abs and some lower back stuff, and then do some more mobility, etc., etc., etc. Oh. Holy shit, this rips your freaking core. one leg at a time and really trying to focus on hamstring and glute and lower back stretch and contraction. At the bottom here, taking a second, kind of relaxing my arms, getting a good stretch of everything, becoming aware where every muscle is. I feel a stretch from my Achilles into my calves, slowly going into the hamstring, and then I'm slowly contracting. Yeah, now the glutes are coming, and then on every rep, you want to replicate. And as always, superset where possible. I'll probably do some leg posing today. Man, the pump in my hamstrings from doing this is insane. Oh shit, yeah. I was gonna do forearms. Oh yeah. Alright, yeah, we got forearms left. So, yeah. That should give us plenty to do for another 50 minutes or so. Forearms and some mobility. by doing stuff like this, I'm able to accentuate the stretch. So I'm doing a mobility plus hamstring movement. Switch legs. I'm gonna superset that with some forearm movements. So seven, 8, 9, 10. Switch hands. You don't feel it here. And so I'm just gonna do 3 sets. 12. Oh, same side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more set of this, and then it's going to be some wrist rotations. That gives such a good burn and stretch on the hamstring. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's it for that. Now on to the next forearm exercise. So this is a regular tricep push down handle. What you want to do is hold it on one side and then let it fall and rotate down. Really suspend your wrist, let it fall, feel the stretch through the top forearm muscles, and then try to slowly rotate, control, let it fall on the other side. Let it suspend. Now feel the stretch on this side. Then rotate back. Feel the stretch, feel the stretch, feel the stretch, feel the stretch. Rotate back. Seven each side. And then 7 each side the other hand. To make the movement lighter, you can hold it closer to the center. So if you hold it here, it's going to be lighter than if you hold it all the way here. Repeat this hand. I'll face the camera this time. With the forearms, you don't have to really rest too much between sets. Just keep going till you feel a burn, switch hands, and repeat. Doing 3 sets of this. I can barely close my fingers now. Alright, last one. Alright, on to the next one. So for this one, you'll need one of these chains. You'll find them on like the dip belt. The dip belt usually has something to attach a plate on, and you'll need a tricep pushdown handle, preferably one that rotates along the center and doesn't stay stationary. To this, you'll want a fairly light weight, around 10 pounds. And you're good to go. So hold it out. So unlike the usual thing where it rotates and wraps around, it doesn't do that. It stays in place, and instead you can just go to it. Burns. And then when it's all said and done, you can also get a few wrist curls in. So I used to go to a gym that had like a wooden pole on which they had this black thread or black rope, and then they hung a plate off of that. The rope would wrap around the thing, and then you'd unwrap it, keep going. With this, you don't have to unwrap it. It just stays in place. You can go on till it burns. Oh, jeez. Let me change angles. Maybe my forearms will be seen better. Yeah. If it's seen clearly or not. That squeaking probably sounds terrible on the microphone. Holy shit. Oh man. Holy shit. Look at that. I don't have the most impressive forearms, but it's not bad. I wonder how these look today. Yeah, that was it for my forearms. Probably gonna sit in the sauna. It's 935 calories burnt in an hour and 45 minutes. Did some abs. Oh shit, I haven't done calves yet. I'm not gonna record it, but actually, you know what? Let's have a discussion while I do my calves. So for calves, or pretty much lower legs, I'll do tibialis raises to start, and then superset that with some sort of forward-facing calf raise. I'm not really counting. All I know is I want to get about 10, and then wherever I hit a good pump and failure after that, that's all I need. So, I don't know. I also say I don't know too much. I've noticed that I'm getting better at talking out in the microphone while working out, but there is something that's still kind of weird about talking in the middle of the gym. And often it's like, I don't know what to share. I don't know what to share sometimes. Like in my mind, when I'm doing a hard set, I'm usually trying to concoct enemies or put myself in these sci-fi situations where I need to defeat some sort of enemy. And when I'm doing that, I'm so lost in that world in my head that if I spoke out loudly while doing that, it almost takes away from that. But as far as working out, so like the challenging sets, right? So for example, you don't need to make enemies and do all that extreme stuff for a pair of calf raises, but when it's squat and you're doing heavy squats, you need to mentally put yourself in a place where, you get the endorphins flowing. You're in the middle of a gym. There is no immediate threat. So your endorphins and stuff are still at base level. But it is a known fact that you perform better when you have things like adrenaline or caffeine flowing through you to boost certain endorphins or hormones which make you perform better. It is possible, along with those substances, to stimulate that endorphin release to get more out of your sets. And that, I believe, is what psyching out is. So the recipe for getting psyched up or hyped is going to be different for each person. It's going to be determined by each person's past and also their willingness to feel that way. Some people don't like to feel all that rage or that frustration and aren't good at channeling it and would much rather avoid it than to bring it up at all. But if you are someone who has the ability or has it as a part of their personality, learning to channel it into your workouts is really key. So, for me personally, I've always been a huge comic book fan and have been a fan of things like Batman, I hate Superman, but Batman's always been my favorite. I like Spider-Man. But, the point being, I was always a fan of animes, comic books, and all of that. And I would often picture myself to be Batman. And putting myself or making hypothetical situations in which I can relate to what Batman was feeling would give me goosebumps. And like, I know it's not real, but something about suspending disbelief and being there for a short moment allows you to temporarily become someone else and access a level of strength that might not be immediately available to you. Other times, this sort of visualization can take the form of actual events in your life. There were certain people that I felt wronged by. And so when I would be on long runs and it was getting into the really difficult parts of it, I would picture myself laying flat on the floor, just absolutely in pain. And these two people that had wronged me were just hitting me with a sledgehammer and just like going down on my spine and just keeping me down. But then I would visualize. And so the reason for that is the extreme pain in the situation. So, when you're at mile 10 of a really long run, knowing that you have a long way to go, it feels that way, like you've just been beaten the hell out of, and you want to do nothing but quit. But by visualizing that pain as something different, by making it a sort of story in which these two people that were not present in the situation but were actual parts of your life were the ones inflicting that pain, it starts triggering this internal reaction of, I'm not going to let these people do that, not now, and then you start fighting back. What happens is, in that moment, just thinking about it gives me tingles. In that moment, your body, like the savage part of you, starts releasing endorphins that temporarily numbs the pain, even if it's for a minute or two. And then that gives you your second wind. And then you forget about all the pain. In that 2 minutes, then you last another 5 miles more. Then you have to play that game of visualization again. This not only applies to working out, this can apply to many situations where there's very little fight left in you and you want to quit, and then you make it a superhero story. In most superhero stories, usually there is a point where either Superman is hit by kryptonite and he's weakened, Batman is trapped, or he has to fight a hostage, where he's in a sort of situation where he hasn't figured things out, and they always end up figuring things out. By imagining yourself to be one of those characters at a moment of pain, you're able to visualize yourself as someone who will figure things out. And then that creates a sort of reaction within you, or at least within me, to keep going. That was a pretty good rant. Unfortunately, it's at the end of this video. I hope it's recording because I don't trust this. But if it is, woohoo. Hopefully from tomorrow, once I get the microphone, there'll be good audio good consistent audio. I'm going to sit in the sauna after this. And yeah, that's it. Peace. Actually, I might do some posing.